Jolene, the card again. I've got great news today. I've been looking at events over the last few years, and I've got to tell you that the future is nationalist. The reason why is because all the stupid ideas of the far left and the cultural self-haters is coming home to roost. Now we, Johnny and Mary, can't get a place to stay, can't get student accommodation when they go back to college or university this September, over the next few weeks. Why? Because those places are taken up by people who claim to be refugees from the Ukraine. We can see that there's so many people who are looking for a house, who are 10,500 people homeless, and yet they're looking for places to stay. But at the same time, we can see the Department of Housing putting up videos about these people claiming to be refugees from every type of country, getting handed the keys for free houses, cost rental. And at the same time, we learn there by Dr. Matt Tracy that 3/4 of the people who claim to have lost their passports coming into Dublin Airport are given residence and are allowed to remain in Ireland, and it's farcical. The Department of Justice and Helen McEntee is rewarding illegal behaviour. In any other country in the world, anybody comes in illegally would be deported. Some people would be jailed for many years. In Pakistan, I believe you get jailed for 10 years. But in Ireland, no, you're allowed in, you're not vetted, you've got no ID, we have no idea who you are, and yet you're allowed given residence, and in some cases then given citizenship. It's all madness. I put up a quote and a picture of great union leader Jim Larkin, Big Jim Larkin, there during the week, and the quote was, "The land of Ireland for the people of Ireland." And it's a bit like the James Connolly one about Ireland from the centre to the sea, all for the people of Ireland. And of course some lefty nitwit goes on, "Oh, so you've got nothing in common with these people of Jim Larkin, they stood for the working class." Yeah, it's now the nationalists, now people like the Irish Freedom Party who stand for the working class, for the ordinary men and women of Ireland, those who work to support their families. That's who we represent, and who they represent is people who don't work, who won't work, people who want to come in to get a free house. Now, the history of unions in the 19th century was they were opposed to uncontrolled immigration. The reason why? Basic economics. If you had an oversupply of labour, the price of labour went down, and there was a drop in wages for working people. And so unions historically opposed uncontrolled immigration until roughly the 60s or 70s at the latest. But now there's been a complete transformation from anything to do with like economic Marxism to cultural Marxism. And now it's all about, not about the working class or working people. No, now it's all about the working class. And now you have all these middle class and wealthy people letting on to be oppressed because their daughter believes that she's transgender, and that they are in favour of, because they talk in favour of mass immigration, which hurts working people, that they are in some way oppressed or a minority. And then the whole thing about colonization. The left used to be against the colonization of countries, the colonization of Africa, for instance. They were very opposed to things like that, and they stood in solidarity with countries that had been colonized. But now that people are coming into our country, 17 to 20% of people in Ireland now are non-Irish. Our country is experiencing what is tantamount to a second plantation. But these people on the left who are in favour of mass immigration, they're not opposed to the colonisation of Ireland. That seems to be okay. Now, Ireland, we never colonised anybody, so we have no guilt trip about allowing our country to be colonised. We've had it before. Actually, we still have it. The north of Ireland, 6 counties are still occupied by Britain. And politically in the south, we're occupied by Brussels. So we are a colonised people. Parties like the Irish Freedom Party, nationalist parties, which now oppose the colonisation of Ireland, which now stand up for working people who want the ability to have a house, who want to work for a fair wage when they go to work, who want their children to have accommodation when they go to college, who want to live in a safe environment and not one where there's a lot of young military-age males who are more susceptible and have a greater frequency of criminality and assault and sexual assault. So be of good cheer, be happy, lift up your hearts, because the future is nationalist. There is a change going on in this country at the moment. People are realizing that all the stupid ideas that the government have imposed, especially from Europe, the carbon tax, the euro currency, which has helped bring up inflation, mass immigration, which puts up house prices, which reduces wages of ordinary working people, they're all coming home to roost. And now Johnny and Mary can't get a place at university halls, and they're all taken up by Ukrainian refugees. Now, when the middle classes are affected, those who have influence in the media, that's when change will take place. So be of good cheer. The future is nationalist. The Irish Freedom Party is going to increase across Ireland, and we, those who love our country, love its people, its culture, we are going to be the future of Ireland. And the working class, those journos and RTE and their friends in the political class, they are going to be falling out of favour. And of course, the political class will squeal like pigs. And they're going to be very draconian. They're going to attack our right to free speech. Remember, the left used to be in favour of free speech in the 60s and 70s, but now there's been a complete and utter transformation. And all those things which have to do with liberty and freedom are now, let's say, on the right and on of those who have a nationalist bent. So the future is nationalist. The Irish Freedom Party will be increasing over the next number of years, and I would ask you to come along, to join us, join the party, to help us build a better Ireland where we can have a free people and a free country which is secure for our children, that they go to university, that they can walk along our streets safe at night, and come along, join us. My name is Hermann Kelly. I'm president of the Irish Freedom Party, and I would ask you to give us a little bit of help, send us money that we can build up for the next election. Put yourself forward, join the party, put yourself forward as a candidate, and share and like this video, share it with your friends, that more people can know about our policies, and give us a number one come election time. Gura Magat.